and we plan on adding to that history on April 12th. And we'll have info on tickets momentarily. But first, I want to talk a little bit about the great city of Albuquerque. Those of you who know it and you're here today, make some noise for Albuquerque, New Mexico. As a fight town, absolutely. Yep, worthy of a main event like Rashad Evans and Rampage Jackson coming your way on April 12th. The home of John Jones, UFC's greatest champion. The home of Holly Holm. Make some noise for Holly, boxing and UFC champion. And of course, the late, great Johnny Tapia, who won a title right here in the pit the last time there was a boxing match here. Make some noise for Johnny. We wouldn't be here probably without him and what he had done for the fight game here in Albuquerque, New Mexico. But you guys are here to hear from the fighters, not from me. Who wants to hear from the fighters on this card? We have two of Johnny Tapia's sons right here making the same walk that he made all those years ago. We have NFL guys, we have influencers, and we have two of the greatest combat sports athletes ever. You cannot write the history of combat sports without Rampage Jackson and Rashad Evans near the top of that list. And there's no denying their impact, not just in the cage or in the ring, outside of it. Influencers before they were even influencers, and these guys have been incredible throughout their entire careers. OGs in the game. We wouldn't be where we are in combat sports without Rampage and Rashad, so let's let them hear you a little bit too. Real quick before I forget, I don't want to get in trouble. Jess and Justine, I have to get this right. Jess and Justine, Signature Punch girls up here on either side. Great job, thank you. Jess Andrea and Justine Ruleman. That actually is her name, Ruleman, so I have to be careful when I'm up here talking about her. I'll be in trouble. All right, but I'm going too long here. I'm so excited to be here in this great city with so much combat sports history, with these two legends who I've known for a long time and been covering in my career that I've been blessed to have, but never before, and I've done this for a long time at a high level, grace of God, but I'm sitting here and I'm telling you, as I sit here and I get ready for this event and I talk to Gary Lewis and Madison Clavon of Signature Punch Boxing and their vision and what they're trying to do in an ever-evolving landscape with a sport that's changing so much, and not just a sport, a multitude of sports within the combat sports realm, right? And I'm excited to turn it over now to our guy, our president and our CEO of Signature Punch Boxing, a guy who is, he's not going to, he is changing the game right now. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for Gary Lewis.
Good morning, Albuquerque. I tell you what, it's a pleasure to be here. I've been coming in and out of the city for about a month now, and the hospitality here in Albuquerque is just overwhelming. And we're very excited to bring this fight here to the pit. We're working with Tapia Promotions on this card, and the city's just been very, very inviting, and it's just been an overwhelming response. Just to give you a little color on Signature Punch and ICS and this ICS Mania format, I'm gonna go ahead and admit I was not a champion or a fan of the whole influencer crossover series when it first started. I'm a traditional boxing guy, managing Antonio Tarver for 10 years and being under Al Heyman and those guys in traditional boxing. But it's here to stay, guys. It's here to stay, and we're gonna make sure we help cement it in the sport of boxing. What's so very unique about ICS Mania is that this format is crossover format. And let me give you a little definition of that, my definition of that. This is where all of the disciplines in combat sports can come and do the one commonality that they all do, and they all strike and throw hands. So if you're a kickboxer or you're a UFC person, or you are bare knuckles and you want to challenge a traditional boxer and you want to box, this is the platform for it. And we're gonna do that here on April 12th here at the pit. We have a great card. We've got our main event guys that are here in the arena today. They're legends. We have a bunch of great influencers. We have NFL athletes fighting on the card, big, huge influencers, international influencers. We have people coming from Malaysia, Indonesia, influencers from Great Britain, and they're fighting for ICB Influencer Championship belts. So there'll be a lot of belts on the line, a lot of traditional boxing going on. We have female. I'm a big advocate for female and women's sports, women's fighting. And we have a bunch of females a couple females on the card. So it's a very diverse card. It's going to be action-packed. The day and age from traditional boxing where you buy a ticket and you come to a show and you just kind of make your way through the undercard to wait for the main event for a 15, 20-minute show, knockout, or whatever is over here at ICS. I tell you what, when you come in this arena on April 12th, make sure you get the concessions early because you're not going to want to get up because every single fight will be co-main event status. It's going to be electrifying. It's going to be a battle. I make only 50-50 fights. That's it. I don't make bullshit fights, okay? That does not happen here at Signature Punch. We make real fights. So we're going to be very competitive. Every single fight will be competitive. And it's going to be a great card. I'm excited. We have a short but a long way to go here, a lot of stuff to do. We're coming to the city. We're going to have a week-long of events. We're going to have an open workout. We're going to have another press conference the week of the event. We're going to do an ICS Mania fan experience here on the lawn of the pit. Ed Maziano has done great in working with us. The pit has been fantastic. And we're going to bring stuff to Albuquerque, and we're going to engage the fans, engage the people here, and bring boxing here. And we want to do this not just this time, we want to do it multiple times. We're already talking about later down the road bringing something back. So that's enough of me. Jim, you can come back up and get these fighters up here and let them hear from the people that they came to hear from. And again, it's great. Thank you, Albuquerque. This gentleman right here running the car, the electric car service here, the automobile limousine service here has been fantastic. We got great sponsors and relationships that we're developing. And we want to continue to develop those relationships here in Albuquerque. Again, the Tapias have been great. They show up, look like they're going to show out today. They've been great to work with as well. So Signature Punch is going to be visiting here often, frequently and often. So again, thank you for having us, and we're glad to be here.
Gary Lewis, one more time for the men. Also, I don't know where Madison is. Madison Clavon, you'll hear from him a little bit later. Shout out for Madison. I know a lot of you have been dealing with him. He's probably running around somewhere like always. And also Billy Womack. Make some noise for Billy. You guys have probably all met Billy. He's a big part of what we do here as well at Signature Punch Boxing. And then, of course, ICS Mania 1. I just have one question as we continue real quick. Are you guys ready to meet some fighters and hear from some fighters? We're in the pit, and that's all you can do. Are you guys ready to meet the fighters of ICS Mania 1? All right, there we go. That's suitable for the pit where we are right here, right now. So what I would like to do at this moment is bring up 3 local fighters on this card, and you're gonna recognize the name Tapia. So I would like to invite the Tapia boys to come on up. Nico Tapia and Johnny Tapia Jr. And then, of course, Josh Pitbull Torres as well. Coming up and sit down, guys. This is all for you. See you. All right, so I'm gonna kick it off with the Tapia boys real quick. What's up, Scott? So I wanna kick it off with the Tapia boys and say, hey, guys, this is amazing for you, and Nico and Johnny, to be in this building. And I'm gonna start it off, and members of the press, by the way, hop on in as soon as I'm done with this question. This is the kickoff question. I would like each of you to answer this, please. And this is the one that's on everybody's mind, I believe, but it's on mine for sure. Your dad made this walk in this building and won a championship. As you've grown up, you've lived in this town, you're in the family business of boxing, you're living in the shadow of a father who was a giant, right? And here you are in a building where he achieved one of his greatest accomplishments in the sport and in his life. How's it gonna feel for you guys, each of you, one at a time, to make that walk that your dad made? And I just realized you don't have mics at the table, so you're gonna have to come up here and answer that. So come on up, whoever wants to come first. All right, come on, Johnny.
Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Nico Tapia. It's a blessing, you know? It's a blessing to carry on the legacy of Johnny Tapia. I'm really excited to fight in the pit, especially for my first professional fight. So it's a blessing, you know? Let's carry on the legacy of Johnny Tapia.
And a pro debut in a spot where his dad won the belt is pretty special as well. And then where's Johnny? Come on up. All right.
Oh man, I think it's gonna be crazy. I think it's gonna be bittersweet because he's not here. I think the emotions are gonna be high, but you know we're gonna walk down that aisle. We're gonna get to the stage that we need to get on, and we're gonna give it our all. Yeah.
What I'm gonna do is have these guys come up here right now and just stand at the podium, the two of you, and take some questions from the media. And we'll start that right now. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll get these guys up here and they will take your questions. Nico and Johnny Tapia Jr., everybody. Who's got the first question? I've always wanted to say that. Who's got the first question? Raise your hand. Go ahead. What's your name, sir?
Micah Frankel,
From?
CageMinds.com.
All right.
What does it mean to be making your pro debuts on such a big card? Go ahead, you go.
It means a lot, you know? To be able to have this name, to be able to carry on the legacy, it means a lot. And I'm really excited to show my talent, to get out there, you know? My first ever fight, and it's at the pit. I'm blessed.
It's definitely an honor, you know, with our name, with where we're at. You know, we've been training hard, we've been working hard, and you know, it's been a long time coming, and now it's time we do what we need to do.
Following up on that. The name that you two both carry, that name, does there feel like there's been a pressure the entire time you've been in a boxing gym?
Of course, yes, most definitely. I feel like people always expect to see my dad whenever they look at us, you know, whether we're in the ring, out the ring. They're always looking to see him, but we are our own individuals, you know, we're trying to make a name for ourselves, and you know, our dad's also helping with that legacy, and he has opened that door, so it's gonna be awesome.
Has there felt like there's been a pressure having your last name since you've stepped into a boxing gym?
Oh yeah, most definitely. I can agree with my brother. Yeah, I mean, we all got our own little style. I'm creating my style as we speak, and I'm just excited to show that to you guys.
Jalen.
How does it feel to be winning the Rampage Rashad fight?
I'm hyped. Those are two legends right there, you know, staring right at them. So I'm hyped. I'm hyped to be fighting underneath them, so.
It's definitely dope, especially for, you know, our first pro debut, these two legends right here. I got to meet Rampage last night. Rashad, it's nice to meet you as well. It's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be amazing.
Anybody else? We're gonna be taking some. You guys can get some pictures and stuff too. We have a step and repeat over there. We're gonna be doing individual interviews with these guys a little bit later too. So I know you guys can hear me, but here, let me just sneak in here. We're gonna be doing some individual interviews over there too, and we're gonna be doing some pose downs of the fighters who are here. And we have the Albuquerque fighters here today, and we have the legends in the house. One more time for Rampage and Rashad. All right, so that's it for these guys, and I'm excited to. I mean, this is something too for you, Mr. Torres. The Pitbull, come on up here. We have Pitbull Torres in the house as well, and you know what? This is your house too, right? So I want to ask you, and you can come up and answer this, what it's like for you to fight in your hometown, the career that you've had, the success that you had, and now you're here in this building, legendary building, but there hasn't been a fight here in a long time. We've already talked about that, but hometown, this building, these fans, for you, that'll be my first question.
Thank you guys for coming out today. First and foremost, I want to give glory to God, give him thanks, my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, for continuing to strengthen me to get into this ring and do what I love over and over again. And more importantly, to help me walk out of that ring healthy. You know, like they mentioned, this is a legendary venue. Johnny said that it's going to be bittersweet because Johnny isn't here with us, but I believe he is going to be here with us that night. I believe we're going to feel him in that building. I was here at the Lobo game about a month ago, and they had this intro to the pit, almost like a fight song for the pit. Like the pit was walking out, and it was crazy, talking about how intense it is for teams to come play in the pit and how electrifying it is. And I just cannot wait to feel that energy. I think it's going to be a one-of-a-kind night. Two of the GOATs of combat sports fighting in the main event. A lot of this young talent, up and coming, making their pro debuts, and an OG in the boxing ring myself. I've been in the game over 20 years, and it's crazy, but I feel like I'm barely getting started. I feel like I got a lot of fight left in me, and you guys are gonna see that on April 12th. Thank you, guys.
Any more for Josh? Josh Pitbull Torres, everybody. If you guys have tried this, it's great. One of our sponsors, but I'm sitting here dying, and it's perfect for me right now.
You got that product placement?
Hydro Bar Alkaline Water, not just for athletes. All right, here we go. Definitely not an athlete, right, Rampage? All right, here we go. And by the way, Diego Nightmare Sanchez, also a UFC Hall of Famer for a fight that he fought. Who didn't remember that fight? One of the best, right? He's on this card as well, but not here today. So you guys will see Diego Sanchez on April 12th as well. All right, so here we go. I mean, there's a couple of things that we need to get to. I don't remember. Does anybody else remember what we're here for? Anyone? Oh, wait, yeah. That didn't play as well as I thought it would. But, I mean, you have to try, right? But we have two of the all-time great legends of combat sports sitting right here in the front row right now. We have two of the men who have made this world of combat sports and helped shape it into what it is today. We have two men who fought years and years ago, and I don't even want to say how long ago it was or what event it was, because they could both kill me easily in a second. I have insurance, it's okay. But I'll tell you this, at the time it was the #2 fight in UFC history, and it really was #1 because #1 was Brock Lesnar, and that was WWE buyers coming in, right, for UFC 100. These guys brought the house down, and who remembers when Rampage and Rashad fought for the first time? Who remembers? I was just getting started in the sport at that time, and I fell in love with the UFC, largely because of guys like them. And I had been in regular all sports for years and years, and then I got that UFC bug, and it's largely because of you two guys, so thank you. And at the time, I promised my kids I would say this. My son Jake's Little League team, we had a watch party for your fight, for a bunch of 9-year-olds screaming for Rampage and Rashad. And those 9-year-olds are 22 now, but you guys are still here doing it for us, right? Yeah, so I appreciate this and spending time with both of you as you got here. You know what I mean? Hey, it comes with a little bit, right? It's a lot of fun. We're setting up a big event. You guys never thought you'd be squaring off against one another again after that fight. It was one of the best and biggest fights in UFC history. I know you have unfinished business with one another with the gloves on. And even though they're different gloves, each of you is anxious and eager to finish that business. So with that, how about we welcome the two stars of our show to the stage. Sugar, Rashad Evans, former UFC champion, a Hall of Famer as well. You guys can greet them as they come in. You know, like they do at award shows when they hand them the awards. You guys can shake their hands when they come up. That was kind of, and then also a Hall of Famer, also a legend and a former champion, Quentin Rampage Jackson. Let's have Rashad and Rampage come on up. Somebody please take my picture. And by the way, while I'm at it, please follow Signature Punch and ICS Mania. Please follow on social media. Get out your phones and give us a follow, and you'll see some incredible boxing action. And you know, Gary was modest when he was up here. How many of you have seen one of his shows? The way the stages are set up, the lighting, LEDs everywhere. You're in for not just a show in the ring, you're in for a show in general that night. Like Gary likes to say, don't get up to get your popcorn, get it first, because if you get up, you're gonna miss something. So as these two guys coming up, let's hear it for Rampage and Rashad. Rampage Jackson, Rashad Evans. All right, the main event on April 12th. Man, that's unbelievable, right? I cannot wait for this event on April 12th, and I was one of the millions watching that night, and you know, no matter what Dana said at the time, the numbers were higher, right? They were always higher at the time. But I want to start with you, Rampage, to my right. Rampage Jackson, everybody. I'm going to keep it simple. You get another shot at him. You guys can do podcasts together and talk about being friends all you want, and I'm feeling bold up here, so I'm just gonna say, you never thought you'd be able to get your hands on him or your fists on him again. What's it feel like to get that opportunity, but also in a way like this to where you're headlining a card years after you finished competing, or you thought you did, and here you are competing again? And it's been a couple years, but here you are back in the ring, and you guys are literally getting the opportunity that you never thought you'd get again. Get your hands on Rashad Evans, Rampage.
I don't know how much I like this guy now. He was nice last night. Now he make me feel like I'm old. You know, I'd never officially retired. I know the UFC wanted to paint that picture a long time ago. I got my butt kicked by Glover, Teixeira, however you say his last name. But I want to thank Rashad for putting this together. We were just talking about it on the podcast one day and chopping it up, you know, years went by since we fought, and we did a movie together where the director thought it was a good idea to make us German twins, and we the hell you laughing at? And we became, friends on set, and we buried the hatchet on set and everything, and we've been really cool, and I finally decided that, Rashad ain't so bad. He was an asshole on The Ultimate Fighter, but after taking mushrooms, he's a different guy. And I like the new mushroom guy. He's a good guy. But still, I owe him an ass whooping. Because when we fought, he was sniffing my nuts the whole time. And that's not the type of fight I like. And now we're doing boxing, and now it will be no nut sniffing. And be throwing these bungalows. And even though we're friends, we're both great competitors, and we saw that Anderson Silva Chael Sonnen fight, and we hit each other up right after that and said, hell no, we ain't gonna mimic nothing like that. We going out there and we giving the fans what they pay to see. You know what I'm saying? I always pride myself in doing exciting fights, and I don't care how much I like this guy, I'm gonna try to knock his ass. Can I say that? I can say that. I'm gonna try to knock his ass out. I'm gonna try to knock them braids on the opposite side of his head. And then afterwards, I'm gonna hip him up and give him a mushroom. Thank you for doing this fight, though. Thank you for getting this.
We're gonna do a little bit more. I'm just gonna ask the same question to you, Rashad. I know you didn't like a couple of things he said right there, but that first fight, huge draw, a lot of fans. Can't wait to see you in the boxing ring against him, where you can't do the things that he accused you of just a minute ago. So everybody, Rashad Evans, same question, and then we'll open it up to these guys. We'll have them stand here together and take questions for you, and you can ask as many as you want. But Rashad, same question to you. You get your hands on him again. This time you can't take him down.
Well, I didn't need to take him down the first time we fought. It just was something that was given to me. But it's a fun competition, and it's something that excites me. Anytime I get a chance to compete against somebody that makes me a better fighter, that makes me dig deep, it's always an exciting thing, because for me, I like to fight, and to be able to do it with somebody like Rampage, that's even better, because you need that kind of person in a fight person that you can match up with. And I know he's saying I'll sniff at his nuts, but I mean it was takedown after takedown, and then I maneuver with the hands. I mean he just couldn't hit me, and I don't think he's gonna be able to hit me when it comes April 12th either. I mean he won't, you know what I'm saying? But it's gonna be something fun to do, and we did bury the hatchet. We got a chance to work together. We got a chance to really get to know each other, and I don't mind him as a person. He's not a bad person at all, and it's been one of the things that growing together, as far as getting to know each other on that level, has been kind of cool. But like we said, we want to compete against each other. He said he was getting ready to fight Shannon Briggs, and he was in shape to fight Shannon Briggs. So I took that as an opportunity for me to see if he wanted to step up and fight me. And he said he would, so ain't nothing better than that. And I expect to put him to sleep on April 12th, so then there'll be no more excuses, and then we can have a mushroom ceremony together.
Who would pay to see that mushroom ceremony on pay-per-view? Should we do it after the fight? What do you guys think, Gary? Can we do that after? I don't know. Could we do it in the arena? No, probably not, right? No, just wishful thinking on my part. I'm in the moment, guys. You can't blame me, right? Who else is in the moment? Make some noise. This is great, right? April 12th, don't forget to buy your tickets. That's the most important thing. You do not want to miss this fight card. I also, real quick, before we get started with the questions, we're opening up right now for questions with these guys, but I really want to say thank you to Elegance Limousine and Black Car Service for the excellent service in sponsoring our event. And we've been driven all around Albuquerque in these vehicles, and it is just awesome. We don't have to think about anything. So make some noise for Elegance Limousine and Black Car Service. Call Demetrio Lee if you're in the ABQ. That's for you watching. And if you're here, you already know, head to their website as well. And again, that is Elegance Limousine and Black Car Service. One more person I really want to thank is Jody Lewis, our VP of Event Operations. Where's Jody? Not here, but I wanted to say thank you anyway, and the good folks at Signature Punch wanted to thank Jody, and then Gary and Madison and Billy. One more time for Gary, Madison, and Billy. And with that, the business is taken care of. Let's get to the guys you came to see. Fire away at Rampage Jackson and Rashad Evans. Come on in, guys. You gotta share a mic here. This mic is gonna get a little crowded. They're gonna ask you questions, and you gotta kind of.
We can't go at one at a time.
You wanna go one at a time?
I mean, if they ask him a question, you just step up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But you still have to stand next to each other. They'll stand next to each other at the ceremony, the mushroom ceremony. All right, so let's go. Questions for Rampage and Rashad.
Rampage, with the Shannon Briggs fight having been rumored and then falling apart, had there been any thoughts that you were considering that you might not have the opportunity to compete again?
Yeah, you know, I'm 46 now, and I always wanted to box, and so that's why I jumped on the opportunity to fight Shannon Briggs. He's like twice my size and a seasoned boxer, and I was risking, getting knocked out just to fulfill my dream of having at least one boxing match. And everything happens for a reason. We tried to make that happen, but the guys that was pretending to be living in Qatar were scammers, and it didn't happen. And Rashad stepped up and he put it together. And Signature Punch, they stepped up, and I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. And so I'm excited for Rashad to be my first opponent in a boxing match.
Does this feel like something that you're just trying out, or something you may want to do a few times?
I got to see how I feel and look. It's been 5 years since I fought, and I've never had a boxing match, right? So it's fun, but at the same time, I'm competitive when I'm throwing them things. So I just see how I look and feel.
Facing Rashad, does that kind of bring up some, not the hostilities, but the competitive juices again, especially?
Come on, it's no secret. I'm a sore loser on them. Out of all my fights, that's the one I really wanted to win. I don't know how to explain this, but if I could have made a deal with the Most High God, the creator of heaven and earth, if I could have made a deal with him, like, I don't care if I win any other fight, let me beat this ugly mother. I wouldn't say that to you, but you know what I'm saying? That's the one I wanted to win the most, and he got lucky because of the circumstances. He got lucky, and I thought that I did enough to win it. I'm joking. I lost that fight, but I wanted to win, and I wanted to win over him.
Will this feel like not the same gratification, but will it feel like a measure of revenge?
It'll do. A win over Rashad, it would do, and it won't hunt me for the rest of my life like it's been hunting me. I'd be sitting down in the shower butt naked crying that Rashad beat me by decision in the UFC. That hunts me. So I will erase those memories with memories of me getting my hand raised up high,
Anyone else can ask questions too.
He said he was going to knock you out. What do you got to say?
You know what? He's supposed to say that. I'm glad he believes in himself. I'm really glad that Rashad is confident, but to be real though, he rocked me that first fight, and I underestimated his hands. I ain't gonna lie, I thought he had like pillows connected to the bottom of his wrist, but the boy can hit, and I was impressed, and I liked it. Now I'm not gonna underestimate him. I know he got a sweet right hand, so I don't think he got a puncher's chance though, but now I'm looking out for him. Harrison Rogers.
You guys both mentioned that you guys feel like you're getting older.
Fuck Jake Paul. I feel like I feel like Rashad and I are both too young to fight Jake Paul. He only fighting old, decrepit motherfuckers. No offense, Mike Tyson, I love you. Don't beat me up.
Well, I'm chiming in to say this. I'll make that invite if they want to fight him.
I'll fight him. Hell yeah. If he gonna make it, fuck yeah. Fuck Jake Paul. I'll kick his ass. Albuquerque, if y'all can lower Albuquerque's altitude to sea level, I wish I could. I wish I could train her because since I've been here, I noticed everybody has been really nice, and I think this is my first time in Albuquerque, and I really enjoyed my stay here so far. You guys are class acts. You guys are very, very nice. I like y'all, and y'all beautiful. I'm single, ladies. Y'all got a question for this ugly man? Don't be keeping
Both y'all. At y'all's age right now, who do you think packs the harder punch?
Take that. You know.
He gonna say him, of course, but I mean, speed. You know, it equals power. So I still got. I mean.
You knocked out one person, and I saw.
But I knocked him out. Like I mean, no.
I saw. You knocked out two people. Now you hit kick somebody.
Yeah, I mean, I got
it though.
Well, I have a knockout April 12th against this guy, so we gonna see what's up. We gonna see what's up.
Rashad, Rampage has been crediting you with putting the fight together. What was kind of the influence for you to want to get into boxing and try this out?
Well, I've been wanting to do some kind of boxing situation. I fought a couple years ago in Eagle FC, and I wanted to stay competitive. You know, ever since I took some time away, my body started to heal and started to come back. So then I wanted to, you know, stay active. And you know, it just so happened that I'm very interested in boxing, and boxing is better for my body right now than doing the whole MMA grinding aspect of things. So I looked into doing boxing, was training doing boxing, and when the opportunity came, I'm like, I'm with it, you know. I love boxing.
Were there any other opponents that you were considering, or was your mind immediately to Rampage?
You know, there was nobody I was really considering at the time. It was just kind of like if something happens, then it happened. But for me, it was just like, you know, if one of them Jake Paul fights happen or one of them influencer fights happen, yeah, I want to do it because I watched Jake Paul fight, and I'm just like, I don't get it, man. I don't get how these dudes be losing to him like that. But I wanted to get in there, and when Rampage said that, you know, he wanted to box, I'm like, that'd be a perfect person to kind of see, you know, if I can actually box as good as I think I can. Any other questions? What's up?
Now that you guys are like buddies and like acquainted like that.
Well, I wouldn't say, I mean, let's not get carried away.
Are y'all gonna pull your punches, or you guys gonna really let them fly?
Nah, we letting him fly. I mean, I know he gonna let his fly. I mean, I mean, the way that he talking about the fight and the way that he's been, you know, like we'll hang out and I'll be looking at him and then he be sizing me up still. You know what I'm saying? So I can kind of tell that he's still got a lot in the basement, and I can tell that he really be thinking like, yeah, because he think about that third round. He thinks a lot about that third round, and you know, I slipped in the third round, then he got on top, and then he said I was pulling his shit. I mean, you know, them excuses. But I want to make sure there's no excuses come April 12th.
Hey, was that slip before? I'll tell When was the slip?
One more, Rashad. How big will bragging rights be should you get the second victory over Rampage?
Oh man, I mean, it's gonna be big bragging rights. It's gonna be big, and especially nowadays too, with the whole internet aspect, the way that it is. If you knock somebody out, or you have that kind of highlight reel situation over somebody, then you know it can get kind of embarrassing. It can be kind of some bragging rights for a while. But I mean, I'm gonna put him to sleep. I'm knocking Rampage out. I mean that. Yeah.
After you two guys get a couple of pillows off your hand, winner, gonna go against my man right here, Bare Knuckles.
Bare Knuckles. I ain't fighting Bare Knuckles. You know what? I'm like Rampage. I'm gonna go ahead and just see how I feel. You know what I mean? I'm just gonna go ahead and see how I feel. I love to compete and I love to test myself. And I look at this whole situation as a big test. So I'm gonna go out there and just see and let it do what it do. I'm gonna go out there and push the pace. I'm gonna go out there and try to get tired. I mean, I don't think it'll be hard here in you know, this elevation, but I'm gonna go out there and push the pace and we'll see if he can swim.
Legendary arenas in the country, in a city that breeds fighters. How does that make you guys feel?
You know, I trained in Albuquerque for the longest time, you know, alongside Keith Jardine, John Madrid, my friend right here, you know, and it's been a dream of mine ever since I, you know, trained here for so long to be able to fight here and to be able to come back and fight here. It's like a homecoming to me. When the fight was organized to come here, Rampage was like, oh man, you know, he was kind of mad. He was kind of So I got a little bit of a home court advantage in that respect, you know what I'm saying? Because you know, I spent some time in a bootcamp for a long time, so it's something that, you know, I miss a lot. I haven't been here in 16 years, so to come back is very nostalgic, and it's like, you know, it's bringing back a lot of good memories. I remember running up on the Sandia Mountains and stuff like that, and just, you know, doing Greg Jackson's workout and what he'll put us through mentally. And, you know, it's going to be fun to get out here and compete in the pit.
I want to say something.
Hey, you said you've been here before, so red or green chili?
Oh, green chili.
Hey, I want to say something about what he said. I did get mad when I found out I was fighting at high altitude. I don't know how y'all do it. I get tired walking upstairs over here, so now I gotta go and get in a hyperbaric chamber, because normally I would go up to like Big Bear or something and train, but I don't have that, you know, the time to do that now because I'm doing a damn podcast every day. So I'm gonna have to get a hyperbaric chamber because he talking about getting tired. I don't want to get tired. I don't want to get tired. Hell no. I want to be able to go till he fall down.
Yes, see,
What?
he don't want to get tired.
I don't want to get tired.
All right.
Are you gonna try to get me tired? Yeah, there goes his strategy. All right, coach, we double timing it right now. So when we get back, we up in the cardio. I'm going back to Pride rules, 10-minute rounds.
All right. Rashad Evans and Rampage Jackson, everybody. It's a lot of fun. Not anywhere near as much fun as it's going to be on April 12th, ICS Mania 1. We're going to bring these two gentlemen around to the front and have them face off for you. Get your pictures, get your videos, all that stuff. And then we're going to wrap things up with a press conference. We're going to do some interviews over there with the fighters before we leave, and maybe a couple other things too. But Rampage and Rashad with Gary right here, please, and Billy. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Rampage. Thank you, Rashad. Sugar Rashad Evans, Quentin Rampage Jackson.
That's it. Don't talk to me. Don't say nothing to me.